Hey again guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to try to mount, and sorry this is all handheld stuff, I'm going to try to mount this piece of wood to the back here so I can install these two power strips near my workbench, on the wall on the workbench, and maybe add a little bit of cable management while I'm at it. So I finally cleared off the desk enough, or the bench enough, to be able to mount my power bars, so I'll finally have useful power bars in my shop. First things first, I have to cut this piece to length. This is a 1x3 or 1x4, not sure. I think it's 1x3 piece of strapping, and I don't want it too wide because I don't want to take up too much of this space, and I also don't want it to stick out too far. I have 2 feet wide on my workbench. I wish I had a little bit wider, but I guess I have to deal with it. I have a pretty small space. And so, yeah, I'm going to cut it so that it goes just beyond this stud here, where this bracket is, and just beyond this stud here, where this bracket is. The one on this side will power the Cricut and the 3D printer, and the one on this side will, well, I guess it'll power a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm going to get that cut and bring you back. I now have the board cut to length, and I also marked with a little pencil line there where the stud is going to be. If I spin you around, you might be able to just see the other pencil line over there at the other end. I did want this to overhang the studs a little bit, so that's why it is doing so. Now, the next step is I'm going to anchor this to the studs with 2.5-inch screws. I have a backer board here, so I'm just going to put this on top of here. Drill my pilot drill here. This drill's a bit thick for the screws I'll be using. Number 8 screws, but that's okay because I don't really care that it hangs onto the wood. I just want it to push onto the wall. And then I have my second drill here with a sort of countersinking bit, so I'm able to sink the head of the screw at least flush with the piece of wood. I'm going to do that now. Not too concerned with how centered I have to be here. Really just needs to be in the right ballpark. The nice part about having 2 drills is that you can just swap to the other one. And that'll do. Gonna do the other end and bring you back. Next step now is just to line this up on the stud and drive it in. Now I will only drive it in a little bit of the way because this needs to be able to pivot, because I want to put it relatively level before I screw the other end. So these are the screws I'll be using. These are number 8 Robinson, that's the square there, and 2.5 inches long. This is overkill, but this is the shortest long screw that I have. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do this around the camera, so I'm not sure how well this is gonna work, but alas, I'm gonna give it a shot. I want that about that high. All right, and I should be able to still lift and such this piece. Yep, perfect. Let's go to the other end. All right, now over on this end, I have this shitty little level, and it doesn't need to be anything special. It just needs to be close enough, because this is just for me in my own workshop. Well, I guess and you guys. But honestly, the level is not really that crucial. It would just be nice to get it close. So here we go. Hopefully the screw's going in the right angle, because whoever installed this board on the wall, they didn't do like this paneling. They didn't do a great job at lining it up on the studs. That looks like I'm well and truly in the stud though. That's good. So now this is not going anywhere, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's relatively level. So I'm just going to secure the other end and then we'll get ready to mount the power bars. So that screw up there is now secure, so this thing is actually fairly secure onto the wall. Now these power bars, this one's plugged in right now, but they have this kind of rail system, so they use these metal clips, and the metal clips slide into the rails here. I think it's this way actually. Yeah. So they slide into the rails and they bottom out this way. So actually the power bar is stuck on there just by the fact that it can't move like both sides if you have both of these on. So basically you have to slide these in and screw it into that piece of wood. And I think I'm going to try to screw close to the edge here, like there. But yeah, I have these are sheet metal screws, and I think I'm going to use those, and they should be enough purchase times 4 to mount this bar here. So this bar I want right on the edge, maybe like here, and the next one will be right at the other edge, so I'll have good coverage with my whole setup here. So let's get that done. And now I am less concerned about leveling because this here is relatively level, so I don't have to worry too much about getting it too leveled off. I'm just going to mount it with the edge as my guide. This will be a little difficult going up over my hand here. So that end is in. Now I have to support this while I go mount the other side and walk around the camera. This should be interesting. Oh, it's twisting. I think it'll hold. Also doing this with a wired microphone, so it's a little bit harder. There we go. Now that should be solid enough, and to test, you can always just plug something in. I have my little portable vacuum cleaner here, and the plug is extremely stiff going in and out of the sockets, so basically if this doesn't pull out the wall, I'm in good shape. Yep, works just fine. All right, let's do the other one. This side should be same, only different. Only I didn't actually take the components out of the box here. These are great value, these power bars being, I think they were, I don't remember how much they were, probably about $15 on sale. They come with a really long power cord as well, and so I only have 2 outlets available on this end of my basement, and so this power bar, or these 2 power bars, they'll each have their own outlet and they'll be good to go. So I know you can't see me, but I'm just mounting up the brackets. There we go. And now I want the cord pointing in the same direction as the other one, because my outlets are over on the left side of your screen. So I'll mount this maybe about there. Now I should be able to hold the whole thing as I do this. Alright, so line that up as close as possible. Jam that guy in. Slid a little bit on me, but that's okay. And then do the other two. Whoops. That almost fell into oblivion. There we go. And that means that I can now have my Cricut plugged in. So that's the power cord there. The thing is freaking massive. And then I think I'm going to go around and underneath here, or maybe on top, I haven't decided yet, I'm going to put some cable management little facets. And there we go, all finished up. I put a couple of facets on the tops here for cable management, but I have run out of zip ties. I have no zip ties. I also need to get a slightly shorter IAC cable for the 3D printer, because the one I have now is meant to go halfway across the room and doesn't need to anymore. It needs to go just right here. So that's the Cricut plugged in. And then this here will be cable managed actually underneath. Don't know if you can see those cable management facets right there. And then up here will be for cable management for what goes on the bench next. So yeah, that's it. And so if you're watching this as a Patreon, you're watching this only a day or so after I shot this. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you should join my Patreon if you want to see it a month in advance. I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.